Welcome to No Ordinary Life. My name is Claudia and I'm the founder of No Ordinary Life. I'm right here in Malawi in Mbamba village, which is near Lake Malawi, a very beautiful place. And I'm seated with Robert, who is going to introduce himself very shortly.
Hi.
Yes.
Yes, I'm Robert
Uh-huh.
from Malawi, here in Katabe district, at a place called Kandi, at an area called Kandi Beach.
So, I'm talking to Robert because he has a very inspiring story. You guys know all about No Ordinary Life. If you're here for the first time, if you're watching this for the first time, No Ordinary Life aims to inspire people to pursue their purpose, their passions, and their goals. And the reason why I chose to speak with Robert is because he's very, very passionate about what he does. He is a community influencer, a social worker in his own right, and he's a community champion for men, for women, and he's all things passionate about development in his community. So I wanted to speak with Robert today to just share his life story and also inspire the young people to just keep dreaming and to do what they can do.
As I said, I'm Robert. I do social work, but before doing social work, I was doing a different course. Yes, I started doing electrical installation, which I did it for 4 years, and that one I did a diploma. Yes, so after doing that, I came back home in this village. Yeah, I was helping people with their electrical installation in their houses, but finding the proper job, it wasn't easy. Yeah, so after some times there was a vacancy, or a vacancy in the community. They wanted a community child protection. So there was a training somewhere in an area called Nkatabe. So the chief tried to look for someone who can join. Yeah, they asked few friends of mine, 3 of them. They were not interested. So it's at the end is when they came to me and said, "Okay, Robert, are you interested to do this?" I said, "Okay, yes, I can do it." Yeah, so I accepted that. But when the time I went for that course, that workshop, I was late for a week. Yeah, so I joined them late. So after that, that course was for 2 months. So it all went well, and what I learned was very good because it was a child protection, like making sure children are free from different types of abuses. So after finishing that, I came up with a certificate of child protection. Yeah, so when I came back home, I created like the committees, child protection committees, because the area is too big for only me, because I work in a traditional authority called Fukamapili in Katabe, where he has like that time he has like 24 villages, or 24 village heads, but now he's there about 28 village heads. So what I did is like I established like child protection committees in each and every village, so that whenever there are some issues or cases, they can report to me easily. So which went on well. And also as a social worker, I also supervise the preschools, like making sure the caregivers are handling kids in a proper way, they're teaching it in a right way, and also making sure that at that preschool there is a lot of stuff that the kids are enjoying with. For example, there is like playing materials, outdoor playing materials. There is sanitation materials are okay, like toilets, the dugout bin where they can put on some rubbish, and okay, and also making sure that the environment is safe for them. Yeah, so I do all those kind of things. And also, we not just look into child protection, but also we do work on gender-based issues or violences. Yes, as you know, that a conducive environment for the child is when there is peace at the household. So we make sure that there is peace at the household. The question can be how. Yeah, so how is like we talk at the household. Like for example, if we have received a case of being reported that there's this issue at the household, we go there at the household and do some assessment. So if it has been found out that there was some violence, we make sure sit down with the household head, like a father and a mother. Yes, sometimes this happens just because there is lack of knowledge. So we try to teach them or talk to them. So if there is like serious cases, we refer those cases to uh, other stakeholders.
So
Yes.
thank you, Robert. When did you discover that you had leadership skills? Because you talked about starting a committee after you did the child protection course. Have you always been a leader, or circumstances forced you to become a leader?
Yeah, thank you very much for that. Of course, I think this was from when I was young, because at that stage, I liked organizing my fellow friends. Yeah, trying to encourage, firstly, like encouraging on education. If one of my friends had done something bad when we were playing football, I was calling my friends, okay, let's not do this, let's just work as one. So I think this one was from wrong time, but I didn't know at first that there is this skill in me. Yeah, until I joined this social work. Yes, of course, social work, we are like child protection workers in the areas. Yeah, so in this country, there are child protection workers per tier, per traditional authority.
Okay.
So I do that in here. But since it's in my village, and I'm seeing leadership in me, and I like being at the front of my friends. Like if there are some misunderstanding, I make sure I solve that. Yes, and I think it works on well.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So I can see it's from far.
You
Yes.
mentioned something. You said that when there was a child protection course available, the people asked you and 3 of your friends. So that means you were already doing something that had the attention of people. How were you in the community before you started doing all of these things?
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, to join this child protection work, of course, at first it was like they were friends of mine who were like asked if they are willing to join it. But because there were some requirements that if anyone wants to join, but he has to have like a certificate, MSc certificate, and also he has to have some skills of leadership. Yeah, so my friend had those leaderships, but maybe the MSc or the certificate they didn't have, or maybe there was a fear that, okay, how am I going to do this? Because it was like a voluntary thing. Yeah, so you know, when you are like you are into it, even if it's voluntary, you just, okay, I will do it. So I feel that, okay, this is the right position, it's the right thing for me. Despite there is a word of voluntary thing, I will join it. Yeah, so I started, I joined it, and I went to a training where I did get my certificate, yeah, on child protection. Yeah, so that's why I started. Yeah.
Okay. So now going back to what you're doing in the community, you can talk more about the group that you set up to help people make an income, especially men, from tourism, and when it started and how it's growing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Beach is one of the areas that's where we earn a living from this area, and it's almost the only source of income around here. So most boys, as well as some girls,
Yes.
or women, they earn a living from here. Yes, for example, when the tourist companies are here, women they collect laundries from here. So as they have done the washing, they earn something. Yeah, as well as outside there, there's also boys who are sell their curios like paintings and the carvings. So from there is when they make a living. Yeah, if they find something, their families are surviving. Yes, exactly. So that's one of the way to make a life a bit easier. Yes, yeah, yes. Like we had issues like during COVID. Yeah, so since this is the only source of income, so there was no tourist coming here, so it was a big challenge. Like, of course, we can call it. It was like a lesson learned, since we were all just putting all eggs in one bag, one basket. So which is a challenge. So COVID also taught us a lesson that we shouldn't just rely on one thing. So during that time, most of the boys turn up going to the farm, doing some farming. Like here we grow a lot of cassava. That's our staple crop. So most boys will tend to do fishing as well as growing some cassava so that their family can survive. Yes. So as also those boys, once they earn something, it's where they use the money to pay school fees for their children, and also maybe to buy school materials for their children, and also their parents, they get something as well when we made some money after selling the curios. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And what's very impactful is that it's mostly, I would say, young people.
Yes.
So you're actually empowering the next generation to be able to make wealth and to be able to have a livelihood. It's not relying on the older generation. And you mentioned that during COVID, you learned a lesson.
Yes, sir.
So this started before COVID.
Okay. Before COVID, the business was well.
The business was well.
Yes, yeah, before COVID, the tourism was well.
Yes.
And we were able to find at least something. But when the COVID came, business is very low. Yes, so even the life has changed. Yeah, the something we are earning is not enough for our families, but still more. We are surviving little by little. Yes, and that money we are earning, it is helping at the community. Of course, it's not enough, but still more it is helping. Yeah, mainly with the youths, because boys, they do business, but also they also do things that they work together. For example, we have got a soccer team as just a beach boys. That one is like, when we have games, it's also a place where we teach to each other after playing games. Then we encourage each other according to the situation we are in. That, okay, guys, we play football, but at the end, let's just encourage each other. If we have issues, let's solve the issues together. If we have problems, let's share the problems. From that sharing, I think something gets solved, because we say that problem shared is half solved. Yeah, so once we share those issues, then we solve them together as a team. Yes, and also we encourage others as well, like not to ill-treat or abuse wives. Yes, because as we abuse wives, which means that one is not a safer environment for the children. So we make sure we work together. Yes, yeah. So as male champions as well, yeah, because we can say the most perpetrators are men. Yeah, because yes, unfortunately, right? Because women, we call them sometimes we used to call them like special groups. Yeah, they are vulnerable groups.
Yes.
Mostly just because most women, they don't work; they just wait from their husband.
Yes.
Yes. So some husbands, when they get enough money, in case of like instead of like using it properly, they go to the pub and spend all the monies. After there, they come home looking for food. If their wife haven't provided, some violence begins. Yes, that's because of those alcohol sometimes, and drugs as well. Yeah, sometimes maybe misuse of resources. That's also contribute to violences at their household. Yeah, so we teach each other on how we can control that. Yes, and the other thing is like, as a committee, we also have a place where we contribute something like money and put it together. That in the future we can be using it for other things. Yeah, at the end of the month, we contribute something together, we put together, then we pay maybe hospital bills, for example. Yeah, if the child is like sick, we can ask someone to come and borrow money from that committee, then use it for the house needs, for the things at the house. Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah.
another question I was going to ask you, No Ordinary Life, we're a Christ-focused organization. I know you're a Christian.
Yes.
So I wanted to ask you, how has your faith encouraged you or inspired you to do what you keep doing?
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the good question. Yes, I am a Christian. I belong to CCP. Yeah. So, you know, in everything that we are doing, we put God first. Yes. So, by doing that, whatever I do, I know there is God who is protecting me. And also in Him, we do trust.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. So whatever we do, God is in control of that. And we have faith on it. Yeah. So if you believe in God, you cannot do harm to your friends. Yes, yeah. Yeah. So if you do harm to your friend, or if even you abuse the child, which means you are lacking faith. Yes, yeah. Yeah. Those, we say God is love. Yeah. So if you love others, you cannot do a bad thing to the others. Yeah. So faith is there to control us or to make us see our friends as us. Yes. For example, see any child as he is your child, your own child.
Yeah.
Because we are all human beings. We are all created by God. We are all the image of God. Yes. So faith is there to control us, as well as to believe that the Most High God is watching us on whatever we are doing.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And there was another question that we talked about very vaguely off camera, about how, for example, parents can encourage their children when they see a gift or a talent in them. And we talked about the challenges with that one. You know, as a parent, you might see your child being very good with soccer or football, and you know that they want to be a footballer, but you know that the environment is not very conducive. So there's things like lack of resources that can also be a challenge.
Yes, and all this needs like a lot of community awareness. Yes, yeah, because there's a lot outside there who doesn't know anything. First of all, we need to aware them. Yes, there's this and this, and also the first thing is like to have time with your child.
Yes.
So that you can identify or see, okay, my child is good at this. Yeah, so if you have time, it's very easy for you to see the talent your child has.
Yes.
Yeah, so from there, you can see what you can do. Of course, the challenge, like the resources is limited. You can even see that, okay, my child is good at this one. But to link to well wishers, it's hard because we have limited resources.
Yes.
And also the other thing is like, you might know that, okay, my child is good at it, but when it comes to school, there's a lot of subjects given to one child.
Yes, that's the thing we talked
given
about.
to one child. Well, that's also another challenge. But if you can concentrate, if the child is good at maths, make sure he focuses on that. Of course, English as a key subject, you can do English plus maths, then he can continue on that. And I think the Minister of Education can look into it, that, okay, how can we help this? Because like doing 6 subjects, it's a must. If you fail one, you're done. Yeah, that one, to me, I think is like not on.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are there any topics that you wish that was being taught in school? Any topics, contemporary topics or extracurricular topics, so that you feel would be good to have in the system?
Yeah.
Subjects or topics?
Topics and subjects. Subject like the life skills, yeah, should be there. Of course, it's a topic, is there. Yeah, and also we should work hard like on agriculture, like a subject, because we
More
have
practical?
the land. Yeah, more practical. It has to be
Yes.
more practical than theory. Yeah, because if we do more practical, we can achieve in life. Because the sources, we have the land. And once we grow crops, we can make a living by selling our crops. Yes, maybe the thing that we can like, it can be like a capital, but we can do something. Yes, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it's possible. It would be good to combine both the practical and the life skills.
Yeah, exactly.
So going back to you as a community leader, what advice would you give to anyone from a rural community who is watching this video? What advice would you give them on how to live their life?
Okay. All right. Firstly, I would just say we should love our children. That's the number one thing. Yeah, despite we have like limited resources, but firstly, let's love our family and children, because love can show something. Yes, if you love your children, within that limited resources, children can be living happily.
Yes.
Yes, the other thing is like, let's not uh, stick on one thing. Yeah, let's just spread our eggs. Yeah, so that you don't know where the chick will be hatched. Yes, for example, if this one doesn't work, make sure the other one works. And also let's work hand in hand so that we change our community. Yes, let's love our wives. Let's stop from maltreating our children as well as our wives. Yeah, we need to have like a happy life. Yes, you know, everyone is important. Yes, you should not take one as if it's not important. Everyone is important. Yeah, that's why my friend has a T-shirt written no ordinary woman or no ordinary person.
Yes.
Yes, like no ordinary life. Yes,
Yeah.
we are all important. We are all one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's work in hand. Let's love each other. Let's work hard. Let's work hard to change things. Yes, if we love each other, we cannot abuse to each other. Yes, yeah. If you work hard, everything will be possible for us. And also, let's work hard at school. As you know, education is a key to success. So if we work hard, everything will be changed. Exactly. So that's an advice I can give to my fellow friends who are watching me here.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys.
You're welcome.